From their made-in-China iPhones to their made-in-Vietnam furniture to Levi's jeans made in Lesotho to the countless other goods and foods sold in the U.S. but made or grown overseas, the big question for Americans: how high will prices now go? As one shopper in Maryland puts it bluntly,
and it's going to be bad for American people.
I'm trying to lower my expenses because I think we very much could be going into a recession.
Fruits and vegetables at the grocery store, more expensive. Clothing and shoes, more expensive. Donald Trump has single-handedly started a financial forest fire.
Including as well on Wall Street, rocked by the tariffs, with U.S. stock markets now plunging, leading to the next question. What action will the rest of the world take in response to Donald Trump's move? China's immediate answer: big-time tariffs targeting the U.S., with word now of a giant 34% tariff on all American imports. Though some countries are already taking a different tack. Vietnam and Cambodia telling the U.S. they're ready to negotiate with Trump to soften his tariffs.
Donald Trump's tariffs do not represent all Americans.
Meanwhile, back in the U.S., word California is looking to go it alone.
Today, I've directed my administration to look at new opportunities to expand trade and to remind our trading partners around the globe that California remains a stable partner.
Into all of this, a sobering view from the U.S. Federal Reserve and its assessment on the impact of Trump's tumultuous move.
It is now becoming clear that tariff increases will be significantly larger than expected, and the same is likely to be true of the economic effects, which will include higher inflation and slower growth. The size and duration of these effects remains uncertain.
Donald Trump today using social media to try to pressure the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, into dropping interest rates in this country, writing, "Jerome, stop playing politics."
And Paul, is there any sign that Trump plans to back down at this point?
Zero, Erica. Also on his Truth Social platform, Trump writing, "Only the weak will fail. My policies will never change. This is a great time," he wrote, "to get rich." Erica.
Paul Hunter in Washington. To Peter Armstrong now for a closer look at the economics of this. So, Peter, is it, as Trump says in Paul's story, a good time to get rich?
Well, look, Trump's trying to say that, the markets have hit a bottom and now it's bargain hunting time, but that ain't clear at all, right? More than $6 trillion in value has been wiped out since Wednesday. The S&P fell more than 9%. The NASDAQ has fallen 20% since February. The Dow had one of the worst days of intraday trading in its history. And here's the real problem. Investors still believe these tariffs are going to be rolled off in a few months, that negotiations are going to happen and tariffs will come down. If those negotiations don't emerge, things could get much worse.
So 2 straight days of losses like this, where does it stop?
It's really hard to say. And even the way the tariffs have been calculated is not based on specific tariffs. It's just the trade deficit of each country divided by its imports. So how do you negotiate against that? What are the Americans asking for? The fact that we don't know underscores why investors are so pessimistic that there's actually some kind of a plan here.
We're talking about, one of the craziest things I think that's ever happened in Wall Street in its history. The best scenario is negotiations start over the weekend and you feel like they're willing to play ball. And then the worst case maybe comes off the table. But until that happens, it's viewed right now that they're burning down the house to ultimately just save a toaster oven with a bagel in it at the end of the day.
Meanwhile, Erica, JP Morgan says there's like a 60% chance of a global recession, a 30% chance of a US recession, because if these tariffs are implemented and really do begin to bite, they're going to hurt consumers, they're going to shrink business margins, and they'll hurt the global economy and the American economy as well.
Okay, thanks for this, Peter Armstrong in Toronto.